What's up, guys? This is David from Team Woven, and we are with
Evan Lockett, also from Team Lockett.
Hi, Evan. All right, so what do we have here today?
Today we went to this free tournament at a card shop that just opened called CCG. Shout out to them, by the way. A good venue, good tournament. It was fun. I got top 4. We all ended up splitting the prizing because it went pretty late. And so I played Burning Abyss there. Just be fun to profile the deck.
All right, let's see what you got.
Alright, so pretty standard. Can't really play this deck without 3 Rhinos, 3 of every more Burning Abyss, 3 Skarm, and 3 Farfa. This is pure. I'm not playing any Phantom Knight, so you kind of have to play 3 Farfa. He's like the best one. You always want to have him like in your deck when you have Beatrice or in your hand when you have the big Dante. And so something kind of weird that I've always been a big fan of Calcab. He's the guy that returns set cards to the hand, or set spells and traps to the hand. Because he effectively can turn your Beatrice into like a Twin Twister by, on their end phase, sending him, bouncing a card, and then on your turn, sending him, like, bouncing a back row. So especially like under anti-spell, this guy gets really deadly, because they have to set their spells, and then you just keep bounce him every turn. You can put him back. Also, just playing like a heavier BA count makes making Beatrice really consistent. I played 2 Barbar, because again I wanted a higher Burning Abyss count, and sometimes it comes up to like have 1 in deck and then like 1 in grave, like 1 to access off Beatrice and then 1 off of like Seer or whatever. I am playing Desires too, so sometimes like you want to having multiple copies is cool because you might not banish the other. And then the one was like Alec, Libic, and Rubik. This guy like hardly ever comes up. It's just special summon. Libic doesn't come up as much as you would think, especially like you like hardly ever make links. But Alec is really cool against Spiral because if you have like anti-spell set up and they can't use their field spell or they don't have it, and they just like reveal Super Agent and you have like a back row you want to save, you can chain Beatrice and send this. If they call it right, then a new chain starts. Their Super Agent is Chainlink 1, and this is Chainlink 2 to negate it, so you can like save your back row that way. I drew this a lot, so I didn't get to do that as much as I would like, but yeah. And then these guys shouldn't be at 1. Rest in peace. The only reason the deck can like win. No, dude, please, like 2 Seer.
Okay.
And then of course, like every deck has to play hand traps. So before I was playing like a shit ton of hand traps, but I ended up like cutting that down to like just these because these are like the only cards that, with the exception I guess of like Max C, that only like guarantee that Helix isn't gonna resolve the way they want at least, because you just go Stoker, they have to add. I was like playing Cherries, but this is like, you know, like locals kind of stuff. Like you're not always gonna be playing against Spiral. You're not always gonna be losing the die roll, and like it's been fine. If I were to go to like a real tournament, I would probably like for sure main Cherries over Droll though, because Cherries is another card that if you draw it guarantees they're not resolving Helix. Droll like sometimes it can, but if they have like Drone Super Agent, then you're not like realistically like stopping them. And that was it for the monsters. 3 Twin, because cards like actually just broken. There's a really cool interaction with this and Farfa that I like against Spiral, where if they have their field spell up, you can let them summon the double Helix, and then you chain Twin, and then target their field spell, discard Farfa. This destroyed the field spell, and then Farfa can banish their double Helix, and they either have to make another one to resolve it or just pass. Twin is like my favorite. 2 Desires, 1 Upstart. I couldn't really find room for the 3rd Desires, and I didn't want to. I wanted to have like Upstart as like a blank card to banish off this, and I also just like Upstart. The 2 board wipes you can play because you can't kill anything with more than 2,500 attack points. And then Foolish Burial. This is like an engine card and MST and remove them. It's like. Yeah.
It's everything you need.
Yeah, everything, of course. And then so like again, because this is like kind of like local setting, I guess. Like these were like hand traps, like Cherries and stuff, but those aren't effective against like every matchup. And cards like these like aren't necessarily even like dead going second. Like Skill Drain is just a win condition against like every deck. Like Spiral just can't out this because they like hardly ever side back removal that isn't like evenly matched, but that, you know, that's just another like beast in of itself. Super Agent is their removal, and especially if you like summon it into like your set Skill Drain, and they're like, oh, affect target, you just like chain, and then game's over. Like you can play under Skill Drain, they can't. Strike 2, like drawing this into like a board isn't necessarily bad if you can like make like a Dante, and then like they have to like try and get rid of it with their like effects, and then you just like strike them. And then of course going first, like these cards are just good against every deck. There's no like, and especially like with the hand traps too, like Cherries can be dead against some decks. While like Ogre and Ash can hurt everything to a certain extent. tokens, center. Shout out to Team Lockett. Come back, Chris. We miss you. Of course, 3 Dante, the best card in the game. Yeah, nothing else to say there. Beatrice, Big Dante, and what? You didn't see it. I don't play with filthy gold rares, dude. This is locals. Nobody cares.
I had to zoom in on the list. Nice.
I'm ready for game losses. I summon, of course, all these a lot. Virgil doesn't come up too much, but sometimes when you get barriered, it's cool to make him. The only other relevant rank 3s, I hardly ever summon these guys unless it's for game or if you summon engineer, you're probably losing. But you summon breaksword a lot to blow up Dante's add stuff back. It's cool, and he gets himself out of the extra monster zone, which is useful. Then a downer to protect your Dante's, and then F0 is still you can still make this pretty easily. Just do the math, seer summon back Dante, make this. But this is your only out to Bora load. Aside from skill drain and strike, so this is actually really important. And then cherries targets and 1 decode. Literally the only time you make this is main phase 2 to get Barbar in the graveyard to kill them, which is kind of funny. Because most of the time you just make Beatrice and you just sit on that, because decks have a hard time outing Beatrice without giving you its effect. Even Pendulum Magician, because they can't make more than 1 extract monster. Sometimes they can make Dweller and then pop it with purple poison, but that doesn't happen too often. Plus, people are dumb and they don't see that. Because this deck is 3 years old and nobody wants to play it. Nobody thinks to play around it. Anyways, 3 cherries. This card is really good. If I were to main this card, I would main a lot more cherries targets in the extra deck. Because against Invoked, that matchup actually just kind of sucks. Because they'll banish your Dante, they'll banish your Seers. So if you have this for Mechaba, then they actually just can't kill you. They might be able to make a Purgatrio, but you can run that over really easily. Yeah, cherries is good. 3 Cyclone, Pendulum Magicians. So I was playing Spell Shadow.
I want to ask you about this. How'd this go?
This card is really cool. I wish I drew this more, because in theory, if I kind of wanted to main this, but it was again, it's I'm not guaranteed to play against a Pendulum Magician and Spiral every round. But so the theory is going second against Spiral. You let them summon Sleeper, do all that shit, make their big old board, and then you you summon your stuff, and then when they go Sleeper effect target himself and your stuff, you chain this, it blows up their field spell and their dude that protects him, and then their Sleeper dies, and then he blows up their whole board. And yeah, the shit in theory outs it. If they have Trigate, I guess it's different, but it was testing it. I didn't end up drawing it against my Spiral matches, going second. It's good against Pendulum Magician too, which is why I was considering maining it, because you can do this, it clears their scales, and then it clears that spell card, which is actually kind of annoying. There it is. And then their trap is dead unless they have a Magician on field. So in theory, this is really good, but it needs more testing. It also burns them, so you can win with Barbar. This card should not have been printed. Nothing else to say about that. And then 3 anti-spells, because Degeneracy is cool.
How come you didn't? I've seen some lists maining these. How come you didn't want to main this?
So what's really important about you'd be surprised having a Floodgate hurts you more than you might think. You don't play a bunch of spell cards that are vital, but you also can't play, because it's really hard to make rank 3s when you have stuff in your back row.
Because they can't reveal.
Yeah, because Tour Guide is your only way to, is your only 1 card rank 3. And literally 100% of the time, Tour Guide gets ashed. You will never resolve Tour Guide properly. It just never happens. So yeah, these are cool in the main deck. It's they're fine going second, but I like the strikes because they trade with stuff. They can't respond to it. No deck can really negate this.
And it clears itself.
Yeah, it clears itself out of the background, and you can keep playing.
Okay, makes sense.
Alright.
That's pretty much it. Anything else you want to say about the deck, or how it's going to unfold in the future? Long live Dante. All right.
Yeah, the Link monster doesn't.
All right. So this is David and Evan signing out.
Peace.